Everything happens for a reason, they say. But what if something really difficult happens? What if something horrible happens? What if you lose somebody that mattered most to you? What then? What is the reason behind it? I've never experienced death, at least not that close for me, so I truly don't know how it is to lose somebody to heaven. What I've experienced, though, is losing people in my life that are still on this earth but no longer with me on my path. Actually, quite often. And yes, I have experienced suffering too. Like most of the people are experiencing some kind of suffering, right? And why I was losing people? Maybe different paths, different opinions, sometimes difficult experiences that they went through, even traumatic experiences that they were projecting onto me that I couldn't carry. Horrible things happen, and we might think to ourselves, why? Why me? Why did this happen? Why this person? Why this experience? And I'm here to tell you that I don't know. Everything else would be a lie. And I think that's really important to say, because there are a lot of opinions on here of maybe past karma or punishment for your past actions, or you chose it, or because you were strong enough, but that's really insensitive, I think, when somebody is going through that. I don't believe in that. And I still don't know why. But it doesn't mean that we can talk about it, right? So it's good to have you here. I think sometimes of some experiences we might understand some puzzle pieces. We might understand a little bit why something could have happened. Yeah. I often recognize that without difficult situations or without suffering, I wouldn't be where I am right now. Like, for example, without experiencing some difficulties or some pain, I would have never been here on YouTube to talk to you, right? But I also don't believe in any past life karma and being a bad person. I don't think that is how it works. Also, that's my personal belief. So, I think that we as humans, we have both sides in us. The yin and the yang, right? The darkness and the light. And maybe it's what we make out of these situations and our perspective of them, or how we deal with them. Maybe that's what matters. Maybe it's not about the why, but how we can change things around. And maybe that's not only the real explanation, because it's also about allowing us and our emotions and our grief to be there, to be experienced, and to know that this matters too. We don't have to be hopeful, overly positive, and don't allow us to experience them. Maybe some days we will only suffer, and that's okay. Not that it's okay for you to suffer, not that it should be great, right? But sometimes we just have to feel our emotions. we aren't hopeful and positive all of the time. Maybe it's important to break the cycle, to not project this pain onto somebody else, to really work through it. Maybe like that we can help to minimize the suffering of humanity. But going into light doesn't mean that there will be no darkness. Sometimes there are even situations where we inherit some patterns and some beliefs, some fears and some wounds from previous generations. And it's important for us to realize that these are patterns. Do we continue them? Do we continue to give the pain to others around us? And do we believe that these patterns, situations, that they are here to keep us down and to keep us small because we are bad and because we chose them and we believe that we are meant to go through them? Or are we opening up to changing them around? Do we believe that they are here to keep us down because we are bad? Do we deserve them? Or are we open to changing them around? We don't have to believe that suffering is our identity or our punishment. Even in difficult times, you will have light in you. You will have kindness. And sometimes there will be some more suffering because we are humans. We have emotions. We are here to feel and experience. And know that when you are going through things like that you are supported and that you aren't alone. Yeah, there's a theme of community coming up again, of helping each other out. But I don't know. Yeah, maybe more understanding towards people and helping them, but that's not the actual theme of this video, so let's continue. Yeah. You know, you can understand that things are not black and white, and that there are nuances of gray that are in them. You can see people and you can see going through difficult situations or difficult experiences, and they made them who they are right now. And they weren't able yet to turn this darkness around. They are still in the grief and suffering and passing it on to other people. And it's also here for you to understand that you don't have to accept this. You can understand what they are going through and where they are coming from, but also know that you can distance yourself from them if needed. And also, I believe personally that this experience on this earth is limited, but I also believe that it isn't the only thing that we are experiencing, that we are going to experience, and that we have already been through. I think that this experience on this earth is only a split second into our existence, but maybe that's only the beginning of an explanation to the why that nobody really knows, right? Maybe sometimes we can try to explain them, we can try to make sense out of them, because we as humans, we want to know why. That's, I think, a big question. Why do we exist? Why do things happen? Why did we experience this? Why are we here? Where does this go? But who truly knows, right? So these are only my own personal beliefs, and I am certain that there's far more explanation to all of this than our human mind can even grasp. So, what are your thoughts about this? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Bye.